Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Let me give a quick shout out to my man, Mr. Kelly, sending me another link here. Some Joseph Parker news, nzherald.co.nz. I will try to leave this article in the description box. Like always, you can click it, read it, and come to your own surmise. So this article, Kevin Barry was, I guess he has went on ahead and instigated a rule that they're not going to mention Anthony Joshua's name. Okay, so let me go ahead and read some quotes here. He says, I won't mention his name, the other guy, because Solomon is the guy who was in front of me, Parker said this morning. Okay, then Barry added, that was something we did in camp when Joshua fought Breazeale. We did a lot of media in the US and the UK, some here in New Zealand. He had to answer those questions, but straight after that, I said I don't want to hear Anthony Joshua's name mentioned for the rest of this training camp. The only person I want you concentrating on is Solomon Haumono. We have a very big target on our back now. A lot of people want what Joe has. I've been in this game a long time now, and I've seen a lot of guys look past the man in front of them at the big prize and come unstuck, okay? He also went on to say, the body adapts better to the shorter camps. Now they're talking about the training camp and how he's been managing Parker very closely and carefully in this training camp. He had some elbow problems, Parker did. So he goes on to say, the body adapts better to the shorter camps. During 12-week camp, there were a few weeks there when the body hit the wall. We were lucky to be able to build back up to fighting time. But for this fight, I feel in great shape. It would be nice to stop him, but Solomon has been taking this fight very seriously, which he has. Then he goes on to say he's taken his whole training camp to LA. He's training with Manny Pacquiao's conditioning trainer, Justin Fortune. For him, this is make or break. He wants what I have, the mandatory position to fight for the IBF world title. What I like to see for myself in this fight is better defense, better movement, better distance. I'm a taller man, so I should be using what I have to my advantage. And I agree with that. Those are all the things that I want to see too. Better defense. I like to see him work his jab a little bit better. You know what I mean? And his movement laterally, I like to see that a little bit better too. Okay, then when asked about the not mentioning not mentioning Joshua, Parker said, I like to face him when they're ready. He called us out after the Breazeale fight, and I think our team has approached him and asked his team to take us on anytime they're ready. I think they want another fight, but we're ready to fight anytime. Okay, then Barry said, he and his promoter are in charge of that decision. There's a chance we might fight him in November. Personally, I don't think it's an option they want to take. All I know is when we fight him in November or March, April next year, when that time comes, we'll be ready to step into the ring. When the lights are on, that's when Joseph shines the best. The bigger the fight, the bigger Joe's game, okay? And to some degree, he's proven that. You know, when he had to step up against Carlos Takam, he proved that, he can not only go 12 rounds, but he can pull out a decision. A lot of fans that I talked to felt as if that fight was in another country. You could have gave Takam the fight. Nevertheless, I have Takam going into that fight, and I had him in my top 10. To me, he was a legit top 10 guy. So I was impressed with Parker because he was able to pull through against a veteran, a strong guy that came in shape. Takam was in very good shape for that fight. Did he fight the perfect fight? No, but Joe didn't fight the perfect fight either. We just can't say, Takam didn't fight his best fight because Joe, to me, could have fought a much better fight. So I'm just getting this out there. Now as far as him mentioning his name, not mentioning his name, I guess, whatever they believe is best for their camp. If they want to just say him or that guy or the IBF title holder, that's fine. But they are right. You have to fight who's in front of you first. And that's how Manu, you don't want to look ahead. You don't want to do the old, let me think, like when Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas, they were looking forward to the showdown with Evander Holyfield, and he got derailed by Douglas. You know what I mean? And I know some of you may say, well, it's a different situation. Douglas was much bigger than Tyson as far as height, reach, and weight, and being a underrated skilled boxer for that time, Douglas was. But Haumono, out of his 24 wins, he has 24 knockouts. So he is going to bring the puncher's chance to the ring, and he's getting in the best shape that he can. But I know he's 40, but in today's age, I know like a few months ago when I was looking at BoxRec, 12 of the top 20 guys were 34 years of older. So that's who he has in front of him, man. So I really don't blame him for, taking his fight serious and trying to keep AJ's name out of their mouth until that fight arises. So I'm just getting this out there. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.